You know, what if you could get the biggest life lessons without having to wait 73 years to figure them out? That's what this is all about. It's the hard-earned wisdom from someone who spent, believe it or not, 52 years pretty much on autopilot before a crisis just woke him up to how to actually live. This is a pretty urgent roadmap to avoid some major regrets, so let's just dive right in.
So let's just start with this bombshell of a claim. The idea that everything we think we know about life, about time, about happiness, everything we've been taught is just fundamentally off. It's the kind of statement that should make you stop and go, wait a minute, what if he's right?
And that leads us to this first big idea, the lies we live by. These are the subtle, sneaky ideas we all absorb. We're going to break down how so many of us get stuck chasing a future that, as you're about to see, is pretty much designed to always stay just out of our grasp.
And here it is. This is the biggest lie of all. We've all heard it, right? Maybe we've even said it ourselves. When I get that promotion, when the kids are finally out of the house, when I have more money, then I'll be happy. Then I'll live. But the truth is, that day never really shows up, because as soon as you hit one target, the goalposts just move. It's this trap of constantly putting off your life, always thinking real happiness is just one more achievement away.
Wow, I mean, this quote just perfectly captures the end result of that chase. Can you imagine pouring your entire life, all your energy into climbing that ladder, sacrificing everything, only to get to the very top and realize you were chasing someone else's dream the whole time? And the truly devastating part, you can't just climb back down and pick another wall. It just doesn't work like that.
So, what does it take to shatter an illusion that powerful? Well, for the man whose wisdom we're digging into, it wasn't some gentle, slow realization. No, it was a sudden, violent, life-altering wake-up call that forced him to confront literally everything he thought was true. For 52 years, he was on that ladder. He was checking off every single box that society puts in front of us. Good career, nice house, the respect of his peers, he had all of it. By every conventional yardstick, he was a huge success. But he wasn't really living. He was just performing, playing a role.
And then this happened. Right in the middle of a meeting about, of all things, quarterly projections, his body just gave up. There's no drama in that sense, is there? It's just a cold, hard fact. And in that moment, the autopilot just completely shut down. So he wakes up in a hospital bed. A doctor's telling him how lucky he is to be alive. And in a really terrifying way, he was. Because lying there in that sterile room, forced to be still for the first time in decades, he finally saw the truth. He had been sleepwalking through his one and only life. And that led him to the one question that changed absolutely everything. It wasn't about his title or his bank account. It was about his legacy. If his heart had stopped for good on that day, what would he have actually left behind? A pile of achievements that no one would remember in 5 years? That one question just shifted his entire universe. You know, this whole realization leads to probably the most profound lesson of all, and that's the truth about regret. Because most of us have it completely backwards. We spend our lives so worried about our failures, our screw-ups, but those are not the things that haunt you in the end. Not at all. I know this sounds totally counterintuitive, right? But the source is really clear on this. Chasing success is like being a hamster on a wheel. You achieve a goal, you feel great for maybe 48 hours, and then you're right back where you started, needing a new, bigger goal to chase. It's just a constant, unfulfilling pursuit that never ends. So look at this. These are the real regrets. The things that truly eat away at a person aren't the business deals that went south, it's the life that went unlived. The missed chances, the relationships you let just fade away, the risks you were too busy or, frankly, too scared to take. These are the ghosts that follow you around.
And this right here, this is where regret becomes its most painful. It's not about the big, grand gestures. It's about the small, everyday moments of connection. The phone calls you were just too tired to make, the dinners you were too busy to go to. These tiny little moments are what a life is actually built on, and we so easily forget that they are painfully finite.
So after the crisis, after 21 years of actually living on purpose, this is the simple truth he landed on. It's not complicated, is it? It's all about presence, connection, and meaning. It's a definition of success you're never going to find in a business textbook, but it's one that resonates on a deeply human level.
All right, and that brings us to the final and I think the most important message here.
Because this isn't just one man's story. This is an urgent call to action for your life, right now. This is the advice he wishes someone had screamed at him decades ago.
Just look at this list. This is the blueprint. It's a direct order to stop waiting. Stop trying to impress people whose opinions don't really matter. Stop trading your health for your job. And for God's sake, stop putting off joy until someday. The message is crystal clear. The perfect time is never going to arrive. Life is always going to be messy. The only time you actually have is right now.
And this simple truth is what everything else is built on. We all live with this crazy illusion that we have forever, especially when we're young. But the clock is ticking. Your time is constantly draining away, and so is the time you have left with every single person you love.
And here's the great irony in all of this. Facing your own mortality isn't some dark, morbid thing. It's liberating. It is the single greatest motivator to stop wasting your precious days on things that just don't matter, and to start pouring your energy into what actually does. It makes everything so much clearer.
Seriously, this isn't just a rhetorical question to end on. After everything we've just gone over, after understanding the true price of waiting, the question is now yours to answer. Someday is a lie we tell ourselves. Today is all you've got. What are you going to do with it?